out. Um, I was just discussing that on on the internet you meet friends, and some of those friends you may or may not. You may or not. I mean, obviously you don't know them in real life. However, you develop friendships and things like that. Um, but when one of them passes away, it it still hits you. It still hurts like a friend. You know what I mean? It's Hi Darren. I'm sorry, I'm on a sad topic tonight. Um, a YouTuber I followed just passed away. I was just talking about how even though you may not personally know the person, um, it can still affect you. But hey, Darren, welcome. Welcome in. Dream Disturbers in the house. Yeah, it was a little bit of a somber topic, but hey, is what it is. I tried to do it on the other platform, and there I was getting no views at all. You know, so I'm surprised that you're here, but happy to see you. I love your Clovis Clovis videos. Those are awesome, man. I love them. Yeah, that's what I was kind of like brushing up on. It was just like, hey, we don't actually know each other. We don't sit at each other's dinner tables or whatever. But it's still sad to hear. We are friends. And it's a friendship that you know. Oh, notification. Um, I believe that you are. You know what I'm gonna do is this is what I'm gonna do. Oh, 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 oh. Nope. Cancel. No, I'm gonna cancel that. Um, this is what I'm going to do is you are now completely hidden. Uh, yeah. Thank you for trying, but Anthony, hello. How are you? We were just talking about fellow Anthony. We were just talking about fellow YouTubers that pass away. You don't actually know the person, but um, they're still like friends. You get these friendships with them, and it's that was the discussion tonight, Anthony. So you know, I'm glad you're doing good. Wonderful. I'm doing well as well. I can't complain one bit. Just had that. It was just a moment where, like I said, one of the YouTubers that I followed, I found out passed away. I found out yesterday through another YouTuber's, response, and yeah, it sucks because these other YouTubers are your. I consider you guys friends. We're friends. Like Darren. Darren, me and you, we chat. We talk about Garbage Pail Kids. But we're we don't know each other. I mean, we don't sit down and have dinner together or anything like that, but it's a different kind of a social structure, but it's still a social structure. And it's a social web. And yeah, really, it just, mm, you still feel bad when that stuff happens, you know? My favorite sport is wrestling. And I don't mean WWF wrestling. I mean actually like Olympic wrestling. That's my favorite sport because it's one-on-one sport and it's you versus the other person. That's why I actually was a wrestler in high school. Believe it or not, I was classified as 92 pounds and under because I was a little guy. But I was a wrestler. But yes, that's my favorite sport there, Anthony. You know? Technoblade, is that your favorite sport? Technoblade? I don't know. I don't know what that means. You know? Darren, yeah, no, I don't. If you're gonna pull that stuff, uh, oh, I didn't even see that you deleted them. Oh, Darren, thank you so much. I just ended him from my channel. I just hit the what do you call it? The remove that guy from the channel or block him. That's what I did. Yeah, that's all I did, Darren. Tracy's in the house. Look at you, Tracy's. Okay, we we had a little bit back and forth. I need to see you show me how to use Arrowroot properly. I don't know how to use Arrowroot. And I want you to please post a video of how to use Arrowroot because I don't know how to use it as a thickener. Every time I ever try, it's just a flop. And I don't know how to properly use it. And if you could do that, you would be amazing. But I did see your garden today, and I did not realize that beer is a kill slugs. You know, we don't have slugs in Florida too much. They may be here, but I don't know. They're not the common pest. The normal crop pest around here is caterpillars, white flies, a couple of other things, but they're not slugs. But that's really cool. I learned something new. That was awesome. I love your little solo cups in the garden with beer in them, full with dead slugs. Tracy's wonderful. Which part of Canada are you in, Tracy's? Are you on the East Coast, the West Coast? I don't know anything about Canada very much, you know? Yeah, you and I. This is the thing is I love your idea on what you're doing, but we have completely different um, zones for growing. You know, your growing zone right now is our summer. Nothing will grow here. It's way too hot here. And it's the opposite for you in Canada. It gets way too cold, you know. So it's crazy. Now is it's your time to start growing and stuff like that, which I'm so interested to see, but I'm just saying it's you're in a different being on the different edge, you know. It's cool to see to me. I mean, I can plant some perennials that like I can plant orange trees, things like that. Orange trees will grow here. Um, Papayas, they'll grow all year long. You got a ton of rain. That's cool. I just got a ton of rain after we've been in a drought for a very, very long time. Like literally my grass was starting to turn brown, dying. Um that's how bad it was. Jason, hey, how you doing? See, I wish I was on the other channel. You guys could hop in. But YouTube wasn't I was talking to myself for 30 minutes before anybody hopped in. Jason, would you go live with me? You don't have to go on video, but just to chit chat. Would you do that with me if I stop this live and started another one? Tracy's, would you guys be willing to do that? Because on the other platform on StreamYard, you guys can come up and talk, you know? I'm in the studio. That's what is dubbed right now because it's the construction room. It's the room under construction. The master bedroom that we're working on. But I've set up a studio in here because it keeps me from waking up everybody else. Hi RA, welcome in. Jason, would you go on the panel? You don't have to Oh, well, Tracy's welcome in. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure with you. I love watching you. I've got to switch it. If I switch it to the computer and it goes on to, you can join. You don't have to put your video on, but we could talk one on one, and you don't have to read. It's not a delayed effect. Oh, okay, Jason. All right. Did you catch me with the Solomon project tonight? That was interesting. We had fun. We had some fun tonight. But yeah, this is my first, I guess this is my second weekend off. Being on the maintenance and having Saturday and Sunday off. This is really cool to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, but I was using a platform and that wasn't conducive to. I didn't have any views. I didn't see anybody on. I talked to myself for like 10 minutes and then the fact that nobody comes on. YouTube doesn't solicit when you're on the StreamYard app. They don't solicit that. So what happens is you're like put in the background, and basically only if you know. Not enough people knew that I was going to go on live or whatever. I didn't announce it. I just hit it. However, I do love that platform a lot more because I can talk to everybody and we can talk one-on-one. You don't have to show your face. However, I can talk to you in real time. Whereas I've got a delayed response through the everything you guys are hearing right now is 8 seconds behind what I'm actually saying. So that's why that's a little bit of good advice, because if you guys are texting to a YouTuber and you're saying like, "Oh, hey, hi, how are you?" It takes them a little bit of time to actually be able to see it. Now, if you're fourth in line, or if there's a lot of comments going on, chances are that they're either not going to see it, but when they do respond to your question or comment, it's going to be a little bit. In a minute can seem like forever. You know, if you ever had to pee and you're waiting in the restroom, waiting for in the line for the restroom, and it's only a minute. Yeah, but a minute can seem like forever, you know? You mean horizontal? Yeah. Yeah, no, I understood you. Yes. Yes. But they don't, Darren, they don't, when you go through another YouTuber, a successful YouTuber, it's got like thousands of viewers. I was on a live with her, and she was explaining that, imagine going to a Ford dealership, okay? And they've got some used cars there. They got Toyotas and stuff like that. They're not going to promote those. They're going to promote their Ford, because that's their company, you know? That's the same way that YouTube is with StreamYard. With StreamYard, you're not set in the algorithm as much. Darren, you may have got my notification. I don't know. You jumped right in. You were the first one. However, for 30 minutes before that, I was on StreamYard with not one view, just sitting here talking to myself, you know? And that's when I said, I'll just pop this in. Even Jason Weber, the guy over here, he's a friend of mine that lives right up the road, you know? A friend of mine that I've lived with and I've grown up with. I've known this gentleman for many 30 years. 30 years. And the fact that when he's up, he pops on when he sees my notifications and stuff. But you happen to get on YouTube, writers, you're ending the other stream. You are on my. I don't understand what that means. Were you on the other stream before I ended it, or were you joining this one just as I ended the other one? I don't understand that comment, Darren. Sorry. Yeah. But you know what? With the back to what you were saying earlier with the horizontal and the vertical, I think that's a myth. I honestly do. I honestly do. I just think more people have cell phones. That's correct. However, you get better content when you're on the horizontal, uh, in my opinion, you know? Oh, you got on right as I was ending that other thing. Oh, well shit, I would have stayed on. You want me to go back on? I'd love to chit chat with you, man. That would be awesome to have a one-on-one with the Dream Disturber. If you're up for chatting. That's how you knew I was home. You didn't get a notification for either one. I don't know. I'll start it right back up right away. In fact, I'll get it going if you wanna oh, you're relaxed. You got your feet kicked up. All right, Darren. You actually came up in the live that I was in just before previous just before. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, I brought you up because we were talking about the burning of the plantation and stuff like that, and how some people are um, very concerned about it, or very some people on one side of the street they're jumping up for joy, and other people are you know, and I didn't realize that was going on um, because I was actually on a live when that happened. Um, when when the plantation actually burned down because it made news, obviously. And some of the people I were with were like, "Well, it's good riddance," and I'm like, "Why would you say that about this? Is a historical. I'm a history minded person, and I'm like, it drove me nuts. But I'm trying to talk to them. I said, okay, I understand that bad things happen there, this and that, but wouldn't you want to keep that in history? It's a historical building. Alcatraz is a historical building. There were some horrific things that went on there. Hello? That's why we learn. We learn from our mistakes. There's an actually piece of history that's there, and I don't know. I think I value history more than a lot of people. Hi, Seymour. Yeah, yeah, yes. But my comment to them was, wouldn't you like to? I forgot what I said on live because I was I was on a panel at that time. It was a panel of like 4 or 5 people, and one of them said, "I'm glad it burned down," and I said, "That's a historic building. Did you not?" And they said, "Well, do you know what that represented?" And I said, it's not the point of what that represented. It's a point of that's history. That's what happened. You can't erase history. History is what it is. Are we ashamed of our history? Are we, whatever happens, the history is history. Do you think the Germans are proud that what happened? That's my thing. But the point is it's still history. It still should be taught. Yes. Guess what? I'm gonna just throw it out there, even though my governor in the state of Florida wants to erase this from the from the history books. Guess what? Slavery existed in America. It was a trade. It was a profitable trade. People got rich. But human beings were sold in America. Why would you take that out of history? Yeah. Is it a dark thing? Is it suck? Yes. But that's something that happened. Why not discuss it? It's something that happened, Hi, Seymour. Sorry. I got to back up a little bit. Sorry. Uh, yes, but my point, Darren, is it's different. It's not. It's a historical building. It's something that, and I respect all of it, all the good, all the evil, all the what. It doesn't matter how you perceive it. This is what happened. Period. Point blank. This is what happened. This is the history. You know, and when they take those away, that's where I get irritated, because you can't take, if you take history away, you're trying to manipulate the population, in my opinion. You know, um, I was told, and I was later found to be incorrect, but I was told that, like, the Japanese did not teach about World War II in their classrooms and stuff like that. They just edited it right out. I was later told by a friend of mine who visited Japan and corrected me on that and said, no, it's just not, it's not taught, but it's a minor footnote, you know. So, but the point is, Jason, you remember being taught how the settlers got together with the native Indians and a nice dinner. The story of Thanksgiving. Wonderful. Isn't that a heartwarming story? Yeah. I was as well. That was, mine. And then you learn about something called the Trail of Tears. If they even teach that nowadays, I don't know. But if the Trail of Tears, and that gives a little different side point. Hey, we got this really nice home. You just got to walk to it. It's only about 200 miles away. Seymour, no, I've got to know you, and no, Seymour, I don't know who you are. The only other people that are, if I don't personally, the only people that are mods on my channel are people that I personally know, or they're content creators that I am friends and subscribe to. I'm sorry. I don't just put mods up for no reason. So please don't ask. I'm sorry, but start your own channel, start doing things, and I just don't, there's no room for that. I'm sorry. If you look at my subscriptions, I'm subscribed to 200 and something people. Probably a quarter of those are considered mods, in my opinion, because I've been to their channels, they do content, I've been on their lives, etc. I don't want to say it's not going to happen, Seymour. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I don't just make somebody a mod for no reason. Sorry. But you're welcome. You're welcome. Stay here long enough. You might be. Nah, you might be a mod here. Stick around long enough. If you like the channel. If you get my sense of humor. If you get my everything that's going down. Yes, Jason, that was the other thing that I was just about to say on the, we were just in discussion about that. Yeah, the people who end the war is the one who writes the history. And that was another point that I was going to make, and it never came up in our conversation because we got pulled over talking about some shenanigans or something. But yeah, look who's if you erase the history, you are the victor. And that's I don't know. I like facts. I like facts. I like working on facts. I like deciding on facts. And the fact is, a lot of everything right now is not being run by facts. It's being run by opinions. Opinions. And those aren't facts. For me to make my mind up on something, I need facts. You know? And for somebody to run blatantly on just opinions drives me crazy, you know? He was average. Napoleon was average height. He was. I know in history he's considered the short little general. But I believe at that time, you may be correct because back the further back in history we go, the average size of people. Do you know what that's called, Jason? By the way, it's called evolution. Human beings have gotten larger through size, where the standard in the medieval times were completely different from what they are nowadays. You know? Average height for his time, exactly. And he's portrayed as a very short person. Yes. We call that evolution. You know why? Ladies have a fetish for the tall guys. That's it. It's essentially that's it. I just summed it up in 2 seconds. That's a coloring of history. Yeah, I guess you could say. But now we've been yes, George Washington did have wooden teeth. That's great. 5'5", which would make me a giant if I was in there because I'm 5'8". I know, I'm sorry. I'm 4'20". The average height. All right. See, Jason, we've got Darren is a historian. This is awesome. The average height of a man was 5'5". The average height of a woman. I'm sorry, Darren. I thought you were Jason. Right. That's why when you go into older homes, the furniture looks so small. We have a little place. Actually, on one of my little playlists is me going into the Yesteryear Village, which is a historical thing that they do. And yes, the houses were smaller. They were, they were much smaller. People did not have the space that they had at the time, You had like a little closet to sleep in, It was very interesting. Jason, I want you to I want you to meet Darren. His name is Dream Disturber. He's got his own channel, but he's actually like a tour guide that goes on. He lives in Louisiana, and he goes around to the very interesting guy. uh, you know, either way, check him out, Jason. That's what Jason, Darren, Jason is a guy I grew up with, or well, I guess in my 20s. I don't know. Is that growing up with? I don't know. He's a good friend. He's a very close friend of mine. You were using that as another example. Wait, Jason. You were using it as another example. It's a myth. George Washington did not have wooden teeth. And another example is history being bullshit. Ah! Are you sure he didn't have wooden teeth? It's the way that I know. Hi, Haunting Moon. Welcome to the live stream. There is a... Oh. How do you know that's a myth, though? Did you read it from a history book? That's where the dilemma gets in. As you said, the victors are the ones that write the history book. So, in all honesty, when you contemplate it, it's like, just Moon will do if you want. Okay, Moon. Haunting Moon, are you a Mr. or Mrs.? Should I call you Miss Moon or Mr. Moon? What are your pronouns? I guess you could say. Hey, happy Pride Month, guys. It is Pride Month going on right now. Be loud and proud no matter who you are. Mr. Moon. Okay. Mr. Moon. Nice to meet you. No, you don't have to do. That's all right. I just wanted to know how to address you. Nice to meet you, Mr. Moon. Welcome in. Welcome into the channel. Welcome into our late night talks. Oh, Jesus. I don't even know what time it is. It's approaching 2 a.m. in the morning here. South Florida. So, Haunting Moon, you were a new guy in here. Where are you from? What state? If I may ask. See, this is where, Darren, you're going to get a little bit of, you got Juneteenth coming up. And I don't know. It's a sensitive topic. It's one of those things. Those are historical buildings. I don't think I believe all of our history should be exposed. That's it. We learn from our mistakes. Yes. We make mistakes as a country? Yes, we did. In 200 years, we've had the most successful country of all time. Almost all time. And the reason is it was designed by our Constitution. So many other countries have come and gone since then. But the fact that we designed our Constitution the way that we did, we made it foolproof. We thought. They're figuring out holes. And they're dismantling it little by little. And our rights, our guaranteed rights, may not be guaranteed, you know? And it's a little scary, you know? Are you talking, Mr. Moon? We were talking about the average height in when Napoleon wasn't actually short. He was average height at the time of when he was around. We're just talking about the evolution of growing and evolution, how people get bigger because they marry larger people, you know. Mr. Moon, how old are you? What's your age, if you don't mind? I am 48 years old. I'm just asking. 5'9". Oh, I'm a shorty then. Average male height today for males is 5'9". Okay, that's interesting. I'm 5'8". I'm below average, you know? Oh, all right. No, you're good. As long as you conduct yourself in a mature way, Mr. Moon, I will respect you as an adult. Doesn't matter to me what your age is, as long as you conduct yourself as a adult. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all. So, average male height, like I said, that's like 1 inch less than me, but I mean, shit. I want to jump on. I want somebody to be able to talk with me, so I'm not just sitting here talking to the screen, talking to the chat. Will anybody come on live with me if I go on the StreamYard? Jason, you come on live? You don't have to put your camera on. You just come and chat, just like we were on the phone, you know? Yeah? Not tonight. Okay. How about you, Darren? Darren? You don't have to put your camera on either. Just the fact that I could talk voice to voice. Don't you have your whole little... You got your man cave. Come on, man. All right. Yeah, no, it is. Well, you're off tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. That's why I'm up so late. That's just funny. Good to see you, brother. I'm going to tell you that right now. Always good talking to you. And I know I miss your calls sometimes, but hey, fucking life, you know? It's always a pleasure. I want to go on live with you one night just to chit chat and talk like we do. Like I said, you don't have to put the camera on. We'll do an avatar, you know? Oh, you woke yourself up. Yeah, both of you guys. No, I understand. Both of you guys are in the same predicament. But you guys are both of you guys would be Darren and Jason. It would be awesome conversation. I understand. I came up here fishing for people to come up to talk with, and you guys took the bait, which is good enough for me. Um, I loved getting people to where I can talk one on one. You know, I like that platform a lot better. But from what I understand, when you go on the StreamYard, you're not promoted in the feeds. You know, like I got a few new people on here. You know, um, Mr. Moon, for instance, a couple other people. One I had to disband from the group. Darren, thank you for censoring him, but I just deleted him completely. You know, um, I don't even remember where it was. I'm scrolling back trying to figure out. That's all right. I'm not even gonna bother with it. I'm just stay with the moment. So, Darren, the whole reason that I started doing this was one of the YouTubers that I was on a live with. I was personally one-on-one chatting with, and then I was on their next live, passed away, and it made like I was starting this live to talk about how you meet YouTubers and things like that. They're not actually physical family members in your life. However, they are your social, your friends. And when they pass away, well, that also brings another thought, because I've had friends that were on YouTube that ended their channel, you know, and that sucked. Because they just ended everything and just was like, that's it. I'm deleting my channel. They deleted their channel. But it was somebody that was friendly, you know, and that sucked. But this actual YouTuber, he passed away. He died, and it really sucks, you know. And it was just about that's what I was just starting with, you know. But oh, I made a somber mood. Now there's nobody in the room. Yeah, Darren. No, no. If you got your feet up, you're kicked down. I understand completely, man. Once I go, the only reason I'm in here is because my wife's sleeping in the other room. If I couldn't go live while my wife was, you know, sleeping next to me, she would beat the shit out of me. Oh my goodness. Hunting Moon. Do you live in an area with a lot of frogs? Yes, I do. Oh, you're talking about the little frog that hopped down from the ceiling. Oh, I can do one up. I can give you a tour. I've got a pool that's drained. All right. All right. Let's see. Before we start, Mr. Moon, if you would like to see, I've got a pool that's drained. It's basically just a big hole in the back of my backyard. But a lot of frogs are starting to congregate there. And I can show you that. What's ultimately gonna, you want to see it? All right, I'll show it to you, buddy. What ultimately is gonna happen is I've got to either drill holes, take the bottom part of it out. It's gonna get filled in, So it's either going to get filled, you got to fill it with rocks, stuff like that. But I got to be careful because it's right next to my house and I don't want to unstabilize the foundation of my house. So I might need professional help with it. But yes, you want to see, let's go. I might need a flashlight. What I'm going to do, I'm out. Darren, are you still here? Oh, okay. Well, wonderful, Darren. If you're still in the room, that's awesome. I appreciate you. When I'm chilling at night and kicking my feet up in my bed, you are one of the favorite YouTubers that I like to join and relax because I love your. Well, yeah, this is the pool. It's drained, obviously. When we get water, it when we get rain, I'm sorry, when we get rain, it fills up. So what I'm gonna do. Good night, Jason. Thank you for stopping in. But I can see these little guys. Ooh, I'm stepping down into the pool. But here's this guy. Do you see him? Come on. He's scared. A lot of these guys, they're probably gonna perish down here because there's no water. But as you can see, there's lots of frogs. When it rains, are you guys getting a good view of it? I can't tell if you guys are getting a good view or not. I can't tell. Mr. Moon, are you getting a good? Did you get a good view of the little froggies jumping around? No, not at all. I was showing Phoenix, welcome in. Welcome, hon. I Mr. Moon here wanted to see the frogs and he saw the video of the frog and I was just showing him that there's lots of frogs in here. I've got a drain pool. I was showing him yeah, we got lots of frogs. When it rains, oh my goodness, their mating calls are just almost so loud to go to, you almost can't sleep to them. Well, let me rephrase that. It's a good way to go to sleep. I don't know. I grew up that way. When I hear the frogs croaking, the crickets chirping. This is one thing that I didn't realize until I watched one of my past lives was that there's this sound in the background, and to me, it's soothing, I guess you could say, but I don't recognize it until I play like a video, and then I'm like, oh, those are crickets chirping in the background, you know? Like I can hear them now that I'm listening, but I don't realize it when I was playing until I replayed a live, and I was like, oh, wow, that's just a noise that I grew up with and kind of tuned it out, you know? You don't like frogs? Oh, Phoenix, I've got a story for you, all right? I learned how to drive on a stick shift, all right? A manual drive, a Jeep Wrangler, okay? And that's what I learned how to drive on. And it was actually here. I came in. They don't have any interior lights or anything like that. It's pitch dark out here where I live. And one evening, I'm going to jump in the car. I'm going to go meet my friends. It's like 9 o'clock at night. I was a youngin', probably about 18 years old, I want to say. No, it was before that. I just got my license, so I was 16 years old. I jump in the car. I'm going to go take it out. And it's my parents' car, by the way. Stick shift. And you got to put your foot on the clutch before you put it in gear. If you remove, I don't know if you've ever driven a manual car before, but if you remove your foot from the clutch, the thing will stall out, you know. So keep that in mind. I get into the car, I hop in, I start the car up, put on the brake, I put it into gear, and then all of a sudden, this little tree frog, well, I didn't know, mind you, I didn't know it was a tree frog at the time. I was wearing shorts. Shot something wet, cold, shot right up into my shorts, hit my inner thigh, and I had no clue what the hell was going on. But the car was already in gear, already in motion. He was in the bottom of the car. Just the angle that he happened to jump up, just, oh my God. I almost hit a tree. I was, It was the craziest thing. Almost wrecked the vehicle. Is anybody here? Oh my God, that's funny. I just told that story to Phoenix. Are you even here, Phoenix? Everybody abandoned. Hey, Mr. Moon, thank you. That was kind of a funny story, right? I guess I didn't tell it in the... as funny as I normally do, but it was a good story. Oh my God. There, yeah. So why is it saying 0 people in my... This is crazy. It's YouTube. Yes, you know. Is what it is. Yeah, no, I believe it. I'm just saying that the thing says zero people, and that's, I don't know. It drives me nuts. They call, you know what, nowadays, they call those like theft-proof cars because nobody knows how to do it. The thieves don't even know how to drive manuals. But it's funny because that's what I grew up driving. That's what I learned how to drive. Back when we were kids, there were options. Darren, Phoenix is the same age range. She's in the same area as us. But you had the option of buying a manual or a automatic, you know. When we were young, with teenagers, I guess you could say, you know. They started going more towards automatic later in the 90s, you know. But it's funny. This is an interesting thing, Darren. If you're there, I put the cassette tape of the Doors' greatest hits in when my dad was taking me out for a ride, and when I was driving, teaching me how to drive, essentially, and I remember when I was learning how to drive, the song Riders on the Storm was playing in the background. And I mean, I had a Doors CD, you know, but I just remember figuring out how to do the things, but the background music was Riders on the Storm. But it's funny. That's another thing. We can talk about that. That's actually pretty cool. Is different songs you can associate to different memories in your life, you know? Because I play a song and my friend who was a Vietnam vet would say, "Oh, that song reminds me of," and it's so funny how music can associate different memories with different people for different things. Darren, I thought you would appreciate that. I know I know you enjoy you've commented that you enjoy the classic rock as well as I do. That's cool. Yeah. But it's silly how that kind of stuff kind of happens. But I was just hanging out because nobody else was there. But Darren, it's freaking awesome. If you were on, I would be just hanging out with you. In all honesty, running a live is a little bit of work, you know. If you want to socialize in the middle of the night, it's so much easier just to join someone else's live. You know, it's so much easier to join someone else's live when you're. But I get to that point where I'm like, I just got off a live, I just got off a panel, and I'm not ready to go to bed. I'm not ready to end my socializing. However, difference is on YouTube when you're on a panel, when you're on discussion and you're having a thing, once that ends, boom, now you're at home. In my case, wife's asleep, kids are in bed, I'm in the middle of freaking nowhere. It's not like I'm going to go to a bar or anything. I mean, is that a possibility? Yeah, I could drive up the road and go to a bar or something, but you know. That ain't going to happen. But Jesus. Well, there's a couple people here. So, my two main dudes. Sorry. My two main dudes that I would actually enjoy going live on with. You guys are getting cozy. Understandable. Darren, I'd love to have you come on my live, you know. Oh, my battery power is getting ready to die. This cuts off, it's because my phone dies. Just got the notice. I'm at like I don't know. Oh, 15%. So I got a little bit. You got a little bit of time. Darren, I would love for you to go come on and do a panel with you. I think that would be oh yeah. I think that would be Awesome. And Jason's never been, Jason Weber's got a YouTube channel, but he doesn't, he posted a few videos of him doing his pool thing, pool tricks, shots like that. Excellent pool player. Darren, interesting story. Jason and I went to Las Vegas. Well, Jason, in his pool league, got a room in Las Vegas for the weekend to do a pool tournament. And he said, all you got to do is buy a plane ticket. You can sleep on the floor in the hotel. And I'm like, I'm there, you know. And we got there, and then his team forfeited. We didn't have very much money, and we could have just got back on the plane and went back to Florida. But I looked at him, and I'm like, well, we got $500, and we got a week. We could make it happen. And we did. In the first room, we got the cheapest room we could get into, and there was like blood stains on the floor. We're like, this ain't gonna work. It was an experience. We had $20 a day to spend for spending money. We had $500 between two people to enjoy 1 week in Las Vegas. $500. Yeah. We budgeted it great. I think we did. I had a wonderful time. But we were up at 2 a.m. getting the $2 ham, steak, and egg deals that are only available between 2 and 4 a.m. You know, we were actually setting our alarms to get up to, go to do those. But we went to a different show every night. We were able to do that. So it was actually one of the funnest experiences of my lives. AM munchies hit hard sometimes. Well, no, we had no money. That was the thing. But they had coupons that they would give away on the strip that would you basically get a big freaking breakfast if you go into these different hotels. Because they were all in competition with one another. And we would go and take advantage of it. Food was cheap. Let me rephrase that. Food was cheap at the time when we went. That was probably 20 years ago. So everybody was, you get all you can eat buffet for $10. Things like that. All you can eat buffet. And they would have it was slop food. As a cook, that I do for a living, it's slop food, but you know what? For $10 freaking dollars, you can't complain. You really can't. Yeah, and now it's not anymore though, Darren, from my understanding. I haven't been there, like I said, but from what I understand, it used to be really cheap. I mean, it was good. You get prime rib dinners for $10. You know what I mean? Because everybody was trying to get you into their casino. There was so much competition. Now they're like, all right, everybody's coming here anyways now. Nowadays, my but like I said, I haven't been there. Blue butterflies, hey. How you doing, hon? You didn't come live with us with is there a reason that you didn't come live with us tonight? I'm glad you are, love. Is there a reason that you didn't go live with us earlier tonight on the Solomon? No. Yeah, I saw you in the chat. But you got to understand, if I don't have my laptop next to me, I'll go live on my phone. But when you're on your phone, you can't see the chat. So that's why I actually go live. Let me rephrase that. That's why when I go live, I have the laptop going as well, so that I can see the chat. And I saw that you were there. That was awesome. You were doing stuff. You realize that you can go live and just you don't have to turn your camera on, though. You can you can, not only that, you can also mute it whenever you need to. Once you go in, you've got control of your video and your video and audio. So yes, that platform is exactly, it's like Zoom. You talk to one another, and to me it's a great platform because, like what I'm doing right now, I like conversing with people and talking one-on-one. I don't like responding to chats, things like that. This is, to me, I don't like this. I really don't like this. When I found out that you can actually do it and talk to one another, have a conversation with one another, Oh my goodness, Munchies is here. Hey, Munchies. Hi, Tim. Tim and Munchies are here. Wow. Awesome, guys. Thank you. I was just up late after I was on another panel earlier tonight, and I didn't want to quit. They quit, and I basically still wanted to hang out. I wanted the party to keep going, so to speak. He said, my wife and kids are sleeping, so I was like, I've got this is one of the first weekends that I have actually, I have off, I've switched over to maintenance, so. Yeah, Darren's been here. I tried to convince him to come up with me on the other thing. I think it would be a really cool. Actually, Munchies. I think it would be really cool if you and I went on a one-on-one. If you do, or not one-on-one, but just on the. I don't know. We're just talking about how this platform I like the other one. It's kind of like a Zoom platform, StreamYard. I love StreamYard. So that's so cool. Just hanging out, just chilling out. It's basically hanging out. Like I said, didn't want the freaking party to end. The only issue that I've got is, ooh, shit. The only issue that I have is, ooh, my lighter's gone, so I gotta actually use, matches. Get a little box of, Strike Anywhere matches. How many dogs do you guys got? You got like 3 or 4 of them? You guys got a lot of dogs. 2? Oh, you got the best of both worlds then. And that's actually in my experience is better because the older dogs kind of train the younger ones how to behave, you know. Mr. Moon, what do you mean by I think 9 off the top of your head? I don't remember the question I asked. Hmm. Now I'm getting lost. I'm getting lost with 5 people. Blue. My cat eats. I don't know. What is it? That she must like eating the sulfur in it or something. Usually, when you eat weird things, whether you're a man, cat, or dog, it's because your body is actually craving something. Um, it's craving like iodine or something like that. But I've got a similar experience. I switched to sea salt to cook with, and I was using sea salt, and my wife was pregnant at the time, and she was just kept craving all these salty foods. She wanted French fries. She wanted this. She wanted that. But it turns out that her body was just craving the iodine, and I switched from the iodine Morton salt. I was using sea salt, which doesn't have the iodine additive in it. And it turned out, but her body was craving it. The point is, when your body wants something, when you're saying, "Ooh, I want to have this, I want to eat this, or I want to eat that," they're not necessarily a bad thing. It means that your body, your brain is telling your body, hey, we need some more of this in our to keep going, you know. So sorry. Look back. Your youngest dog is with right now, Charlie. Well, I can bring Max in. He loves to come. He loves to come. He loves to come out and say hi. Chicken Waldorf salad. That's so funny. That's like my one of the guys I work with. That's his favorite go-to for a special. If I'm not there, you know, we always joke about how we have all of us have got our like. They joke about me because I'll do a buffalo chicken sandwich. One cook is always gonna be like the Waldorf guy. He does a Waldorf salad wrap. He actually puts it in a tortilla and wraps it up and makes like a little wrap with it. He throws some lettuce in there, I think. That's good. I've heard of some women, if they had dirt. Oh, wait. Darren, I'm not. All right. I heard that some women, later in life, when she's pregnant, will crave dirt. But the person has never eaten dirt in her life. Okay, I understand what you're saying. They will eat dirt, and actually, that's a yes. I've heard that as well because there's like minerals. Their body's craving minerals, and they will actually do that to compensate. I've heard that as well. Um, you know, uh, I don't know how to do this. This is not as easy as. Just give me a minute, guys. And it's getting back to that. Darren was when my wife was pregnant with my last child. Um, she had been sentenced pretty much to bed rest because she had her blood pressure, basically. And I didn't have any income. She didn't have any income. I wasn't working. Um, and we applied for uh, supplemental help, Medicaid, or whatever it was. They have a WIC program. We applied for that. And some of the questions they were asking was, do you eat dirt? That was one of the questions. That's why I know about what you're saying. Oh, well, that's interesting. Yes, yeah, blue butterflies. Yeah, there's minerals in and your when your body craves those things, you just go to them. But yeah, yeah, yeah. but when your body craves it, it's like there's I remember reading a story about somebody that was stuck on a lifeboat in the middle of the ocean, and a fish hopped on, and his body was craving these certain minerals and stuff like that, to where the fish's intestines, his livers and stuff like that, were more appetizing to him, and they were delicious, because that was what his body was craving, was the minerals from those, so. But yeah, listen to your body. You always listen to your body, you know. It tells you what to do. That's it. How to survive. You've got up here, you've got like this little compartment, and it's been evolutionized for many years, and it contains everything that you ever need to know how to survive. You know? That adrenaline you get when you get into a fight, you get that little rush, it's a flight or fight situation. Flight or fight, that's what it is. That's what they call it. And yeah, no, this little thing, this is what's gotten us to where we're beat all other species out of this world, Darren, you got to get going. It's late. Munchies. All right. You guys have a great night. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. If you guys aren't here, then it ain't worth talking. But you guys have a wonderful night. Say goodbye if you're still here. But if not, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. Good luck, Darren. Hey, always a pleasure, man. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I always have a pleasure with you. Good night. Munchies, always a pleasure with you as well. Sure. Anytime. Just make a comment. Or anytime I'm live. Usually on my other lives, I do the StreamYard, and you're always welcome to jump in at any time. Both of you. Munchies and Darren, always welcome to jump in anytime if I'm on the thing, no matter what we're talking about. Have a good night, guys. Tim, good night. Mr. Moon, nice meeting you. Have a wonderful night. You guys have a good night. All right.